Alright, so here it is, the MOTOBLUR running on MOTO CLIQ. T-Mobile, the CLIQ, Motorola. It's an Android phone, just came out. You're going to see soon a couple more Motorola Android phones on Verizon. The Droid and most likely something codenamed Calgary. Not sure what the product name will be. Droid will be higher end, bigger screen, higher quality specs and build. Calgary will probably be similar to the CLIQ. The CLIQ, I think, I've been using it for about a week now, and I think the best way to describe it is like a better version of the Sidekick. It is a smartphone. It's a full-on Android smartphone. You can install apps, you can customize it, whatever you want, whatever you can do with Android, you can do on the CLIQ. But as it comes out of the box, it's kind of more like a Sidekick, a grown-up Sidekick than a smartphone, or at least I'm saying that because a few people have said to me recently, they've sent me messages saying, should I get the Sidekick or should I get the Touch Pro 2 or the whatever? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do with it? And they're like, well, I do a ton of messaging and email, a little bit of internet, a little of this. And I'm like, well, get the CLIQ. Or, wait for the CLIQ to come out and try it. And that's kind of the best way I think I can describe it. It does run Android, but it's got this MOTOBLUR thing that, it's social networking craziness. You've got all these widgets that come out of the box. You can, of course, turn them on and off. You can also link your Google account, your phone. You sign up for a MOTOBLUR account on the Motorola servers, and then you can link your account to Twitter, to Facebook, to other social networking services, and then you get, these messages. You get your Twitter messages that show up. They refresh as things happen on Twitter. Your messages thing you can set to show your email and or your social networking messages. You can set up your happenings and your RSS feeds. I've got a news widget, entertainment widget. You can set up all these different widgets. Widgets. We'll go here and we'll add a widget to the home screen. And you can see you've got, the happenings widget, which just kind of shows everything going on in all of your social networking and your messaging widgets. You've got messages, and you can configure this. We'll set it up, and then we'll show you. You can configure messages. And then you can go into contacts, and in your contacts you can see, status updates for your contacts. So you can link your phone, your MOTOBLUR account, to your Facebook account or your Twitter account or both, or other things as well. Other social networking, and you can add, you can have Facebook, Google, MySpace, Twitter. Your email, your corporate email and corporate calendars and all that, Picasa, Photo Bucket, Last.fm, and I'm sure as different things become popular, if High Five takes off in the U.S. or Orkut, or I don't know, they make up some new social networking service that catches on, Motorola, MOTOBLUR, they'll add this, and you can link your accounts to these. And you can link your phone to these different accounts to get status updates from all these things. You can see it, on your home screen and the widgets. You can see it when somebody calls you. Their caller ID can also include their latest status update. You can see it in the contacts, as we showed you, with the status updates for all the different people and their different, Facebook or Twitter or whatever you're linked to them via. So, it's like social networking, either Nirvana or overload, depending on your predilections. In the notifications, you'll also see notifications for new, Facebook and Twitter and other messages and that kind of thing. And so basically, the upshot of this is that you can turn it all off if you want to. So what's kind of cool about it, as a reader pointed out to me, was, the thing about Android is you can turn it all off. And you can turn off all the widgets. I don't want this, where is it? This happenings widget. Let's drag that to the trash. It's gone, right? I don't want this Twitter widget here. Okay, it's gone. And then you can also de-link yourself. You don't have to hook up to your social networking accounts. When you set up the phone or at any time, you can turn those off. And so you don't want it, you don't have to have it. If you want it, then it's like a Sidekick on overdrive. So, me personally, I think this stuff is all really neat, but I've been using it for like the past month or two since, the HTC Hero came out and really kind of pushed it into the forefront. And I've kind of realized, like, I don't actually want to see it all the time because, most of the time, it's like I need to stop looking at this stuff to actually get some work done. So it's better for me not to see it. But you might want to have it, and so that's kind of cool. The downside is that it eats battery because, you know, when you have your account, your phone, your MOTOBLUR account hooked up to these social networking services, it's constantly pulling down data, pulling down status updates, pulling down new messages, pulling down all that data. And the battery life on this phone with, you know, my Facebook and my Twitter account hooked up and a Picasa account, but that doesn't really check that often. And then also a Gmail account hooked up. The battery life on this phone is not very good. In the week or so, you know, a little less than a week that I've had it, I've had several days where it didn't get through a full day on one charge. You can see here, you know, I'm down to around 15%, I think, of a charge. And that's not, I typically am able to get at least a full day out of a phone, you know, if not more. Some phone reviewers have, you know, multiple days as their standard. For me, it's like one day. I'm used to charging my phone every night, and that's fine. But if a phone can't make it through a full day, that's not good. And the CLIQ, you know, I'd say about 60% of the time I've had it, it's made it through a full day. 40% of the time, I've had to charge it before the end of the day. And, you know, it's been at night, but still, you know, the battery life a little bit suspect with all this stuff going on, pulling all this data from everywhere. So, you know, that's not to say you connect your charger, right? See, you can see right there. It's not to say that it's a bad phone, but it's to say that, you know, with all this data being pulled down, it does drain the battery life a lot. That being said, setting aside the MOTOBLUR for a second, which, you know, the UI of it is kind of interesting. I said I was going to set it aside, and I obviously lied. You know, the UI is kind of interesting with the widgets. It's a little more kind of trendy and rounded looking than HTC Sense. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's fine. I do like the RSS feature. I do like the messaging widget. So you can set your messaging, you know, your messaging widget up to do different things in the messaging program underneath it. And I had mine set up to only show email messages. And that was kind of nice because I could read my emails just from the home screen, and I could kind of flick through them. You open up the widget, and then you can, you know, you can flick through your different messages. Right now it's set up to be pulling from Twitter, but I had it set up before to show only email. And that's kind of nice to be able to read my email just from a widget. You know, in practice, clicking on a widget and swiping through messages, or clicking on an app and swiping through messages there, like, mentally it's different. You're like, oh, it's a widget, it's light, it's on the home screen, it's cool. Realistically, it's not that big of a difference. You know, you launch the email app, you launch the widget, it doesn't take that much more time one way or the other. Same number of clicks, same number of swipes, whatever. But I don't know, there's something kind of fun about widgets, I guess. So that was kind of cool. And the RSS widgets are kind of cool. You can set up your own feeds, or you can subscribe to kind of feeds and bundles that MOTOBLUR offers, a news bundle and an entertainment bundle. And that's kind of fun because you just kind of get, you know, as you're like, you just glance at your phone or you're waiting for somebody hanging out or whatever, you can look and you can get these widgets on the home screen and go through, you know, your different things. And wait, what happened there? Kirsten Dunst had her bag stolen. Okay. You know, whatever, Miley Cyrus and stuff. But I don't know why I'm talking about that. But, you know, it's kind of fun to have the widgets on the front screen, on the home screen. And you get, with the blur, you get 5 panels, 5 home panels. And you can do blur widgets, and you can do standard Android widgets and shortcuts and folders and all that. So there's a weather widget, and then I've got shortcuts to my faves and the Android market and everything. So you've got the standard Android install with a little bit extra on top of it. And like I said, you can turn the blur stuff off, really. I mean, the blur stuff runs deeper than just widgets, but you can delink or not link in the first place your social networking, and then it's not really, you know, doing anything. So that's fine. So, you know, that's what it is. It's Android with a little bit of a plus. And whether you prefer the Motorola Plus or the HTC Plus or, you know, some other Plus that might come out later, that's kind of up to you.